One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
Hi, and we are live. I did share my live. Hopefully you all can hear me on my Facebook Live. I am here on the Chamber StreamYard Live, and hopefully everyone can hear me on there as well. So, welcome to today's MyTueSense. I am your host, Deborah McLaughlin. I am a mother, sister, cousin, niece, auntie, friend, confidant, compassionate, caring, romantic, creative, and lover of nature. I have a bachelor's in business administration, a master's in business administration, a bachelor's in science, and I have 5 children that will give me degrees that you will never see on the wall. Welcome again to My Two Cents. And what is My Two Cents? My Two Cents is it's just things where I feel like I need to be considered and shared. It's mostly motivation through exposure. And I will talk about trending topics, but not necessarily on a regular basis. But I will touch things where I feel that needs to be discussed. So I will share my 2 cents. You share your 2 cents. And perhaps together we can make some sense and make some minute changes in our lives and in the lives of the people around us. With that being said, if you have any topics that you would like my take on, enter them into the chat or email me at milenoble.com. milenoble@gmail.com. Mile Noble is my alter ego, and that is also scrolling on the bottom of the page for those on the StreamYard. But for my Facebook people, that's milenoble@gmail.com. Or you can put a message on the in the comments, and I will get that as well. So the topic for today is be authentic, how to. And we're going to get right into it once we get back from this commercial break.
Business owners are raving about the new talk show, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Tune in as the top experts in business share their success stories, strategies, guidance, and advice to help you grow your business. With guests from the top companies to your favorite influencers, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace is the show to watch for all things business. Our conversations are strictly business. We discuss new funding options, new business initiatives, best business practices, all things business explained. We provide you with the tips you need for your business, all in one morning business talk show. Be sure to tune in. Are you a business owner? Do you have a story to share? Are you able to help our audience? Then we want you on Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Visit the website at edgetvnetwork.net and select Be a Guest to schedule your appearance today.
And we are back. So the topic again for the day, the topic is be authentic, how to. Now, what is authentic? So I looked up the Merriam-Webster definition of authentic, and it's not false or imitation, real, actual. For example, the certificate is authentic. That's one of the sentences they use for it. True to one's own personality, spirit, or character. One of the sentences they use here is, I hope I've inspired you to be yourself, your true, authentic self, Ellen DeGeneres. And then the other was worthy of worthy of acceptance or belief as conforming to or based on facts paints an authentic picture of our society. So when I talk about, we're going to really go on to one's personality, spirit, and character, and actually their authentic self as far as the decisions that they like to make, the comments that they like to make, the stance that they would like to take, and that sort of thing. So how does that actually show up in your life? Let me close this door.
Are you ready to change your life? Let us help you. At Youth Build Charter School, you can get a high school diploma and kickstart your dream career in no time. We offer high school diploma programs in construction, CNA, military, college, and entrepreneurship. If you are between the age of 16 and 24 and you want to manage your studies with a job, recover your credits, or graduate early, we can help you achieve your dream. Call us at 1-888-395-4408 or visit youthbuildinlandempire.org.
And we're back. I apologize for that. I had the door open and people were outside laughing and talking. So hopefully that wasn't too loud on the video. So we just gave the definition of what authentic was, and we're going to talk about the number 2 definition. It says true to one's own personality, spirit, or character. So what does that really look like? How does that show up in your life? Examples of being authentic, actually. How do you really feel about a situation is one of the ways that it would be. So when you're afraid to express your true feelings, that's when you can tell that you're not being authentic to who you are. So if you're thinking about it and you're like, I would want to say this, but this is what I'm going to say, right? Then you know you're not being your true authentic self. Now, that I'm saying that to say don't be afraid to express yourself. However, that doesn't mean that when you're expressing yourself, you're doing it in a way that's uncaring. You still want to be considered in how you say what you say, but you definitely want to say it, right? So if you're uncomfortable with trying to express whatever that is, then you can start out just saying, I don't want to hurt your feelings, or I don't know how to say this, blah, blah, blah. So whatever it is, I really like that color on you, but I don't think that dress fits you well. I think that's a way that's something that can be received. But whatever it is, it's not necessarily talking about somebody. It can be their food. It can be your opinion on a particular topic or whatever. If you're being your true authentic self all the time, then they can get an understanding, and they may feel some kind of way the first time, but when they realize that you're being honest, then they can trust you. So when you're saying that you like something, they trust you. You're saying that you don't like something, they trust you. Like with my kids, they know if I don't like it, I'm not going to say that I like it. It's like with me competing with kids in different sports and stuff. I'm not going to let you beat me. You might beat me, but I'm not going to let you beat me. So if you beat me, then you did it. You did it yourself. So congratulations to you. So if it's something that you did and I'm telling you that I really, really like it, I truly am telling you that I like it. And I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm not being nice. I'm not doing any of that. But if I tell you that it could use a little of this or it can use a little of that, I'm telling you in a way, I'm telling you that out of love. Now, when it comes to situations like food, it depends on where it's coming from. If it's coming from someone that, not where it's coming from, but who I'm speaking to. If I'm speaking to someone that is a chef or claims that they can cook or whatever, then I would handle that a little differently from someone that's learning and they're just getting their hands wet with trying to do whatever this is, right? So you want to be considerate, you know who your audience is and know how to respond to that. So if I was talking to someone that knows how to cook, if I'm giving them my feelings about some greens, some collard greens, I ate some greens today that I had my opinion about. So if they're asking me, most of the time, I'm not going to say anything anymore. At one point in my life, I would, whether I was asked or not. But if they were to ask me what I think about it, I'm going to give my real honest opinion of it. The texture is good. It's nice and tender, but it could use a little of this, or you can use a little of that. Or I don't know, there's got a flavor in there that I'm, that's kind of throwing it off to me, or it needs a little whatever. I'm going to say that to someone that can cook. And I'm okay with doing that. And I'm going to not try to put it in a way that's mean or hurtful or hateful. I'm going to try to express it in a way that is respectful and considerate. And then on the other hand, if I'm speaking to someone that's brand new at this, I would probably say something like, greens aren't easy to get it right the first time. So you're going to practice on it a little bit. It could use a little more cooking, or maybe if you put a little oil in it so it can soften it up, and give them an example of what that softening looks like. Take the greens out and let them feel it, touch it, get an idea of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, because it's always a teaching moment, I think, in that, rather than tearing them down or anything like that. And my kids, sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't like it, because nobody wants to be told that, oh, no, it's not good. But on the other hand, on the other side of that, if I'm telling them that, oh my gosh, this is amazing, they're going to trust and believe that it's amazing, and they're going to feel good about themselves. Just like that kid racing me on the street, doing a street race. If they beat me, they know they beat me, not because I just let them win, because I'm not doing that. Let's see. What does it look like for you? We're still talking about being authentic. So when you're looking out for yourself, because most people are not looking out for you the way you would look out for you. If you're hungry or you're tired or you're feeling something, you're in some kind of pain, nobody can feel that like you feel it. They may see on your face that, oh, you may be uncomfortable, but they don't truly feel what you feel unless you let them know what you're feeling. They still can't feel it, but they can understand. They, kind of know what you're dealing with. So if someone is asking you for something and it's a struggle for you to give it to them, and you try to do it anyway without expressing anything to them, you just racking your brain, figure out how you can tell them yes, how you can do this for you, how you can loan them this money, how you can be at this place, whatever it is that they're asking you for. You're stressing out to try to give them what they ask for. But sometimes you have to understand that it's okay for you to just say no. If it's putting you through all of that, you should probably say no. Because the thing about saying no is that when a person comes to you and they're asking you to do XYZ or to be XYZ or whatever it is, they're asking you, you're just one of the options. You're not, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be the only option that they have with trying to get this done or try to have this taken care of. You're one of the options. So while you're stressing out, stop that. So instead, say, I'm not going to be able to do that. And what you'll find is most of the time they're going to say to you, okay, that's all right. I'll get so-and-so to do it. And you're like, what? That's it? They're going to get so-and-so to do it? And I'm wrecking my brain. I'm stressing out, trying to figure out, move stuff around so I can give them this money or so I can make the time because I already had other plans. I had other things that I was, going to be doing. And you've wrecking your brain trying to figure out how you can do it. And you said no. And they said, okay, no problem. I'll get so-and-so to do it. Right? That's an example of you not being authentic to who you are. Yes, you want to help them as much as you can, but you don't want to help them to your own detriment. So you want to help them in a way that helps both of you guys. So it doesn't hurt you. It doesn't necessarily help you, but as long as it doesn't hurt you, then it's okay for you to also help them. Because if you're hurting yourself while you're helping them, then that's kind of defeating the purpose and you're really getting it twice, right? You stressing out to try to do this for them. And then when, for example, if you gave them money that you didn't have, Now, if you gave it, not expecting to get it back, but if you gave it, expecting to get it back, and they don't give it back to you, and now you got bills that you can't pay because you gave them this money, then yeah, you should feel some kind of way about the decision that you made. It was not authentic. It wasn't to your best interest, right? So be okay with saying no. So if you give it that boundary with you considering, is this going to hurt me or is this going to help me? I mean, is this going to harm me for helping them? Is this going to really put me out of my way? Then you want to probably say no to that graciously. Okay. And you will probably, while you're trying to figure out, trying to make it happen, you're probably stressing more than they are. Because they already got 2 or 3 people lined up behind you. If you say no, then they go to the next person. Right? Okay. But you want to be honest with yourself. And being honest with yourself and being honest with others as well. And sometimes you have to sit with that. What does that even look like? I had a situation where I made plans because I like to go hiking, right? And I made plans to go hiking. And so someone asked me to do a favor for them this particular day that I had planned to go hiking. Well, I missed my last hiking trip for something else that wasn't me, right? And I didn't have a problem with doing that at that time, but it's like, okay, I haven't been hiking in a while. I don't want to skip my hiking trip. So instead of me trying to figure out how I can make this happen for them, I decided that I'm going to go hiking. That I'm not available at this time, but I can be available this time. So if it was early in the morning, 9 o'clock, I'm like, no, I'm still going to be on my hiking trip. 11 o'clock, I can do, maybe 11:30, I can do that. But after my hiking trip, because that's something I do for me. Now, if I don't do my hiking, don't go on my hiking trip because I want to go help them out, then am I going to regret that once I get over there? I'm like, I'm doing this. I could have been hiking, right? I could have been doing something that I really enjoy, something that, especially like for me being active and being physical is just something just super extra that I need, right? It's just part of who I am. I've got to stay active. I got to stay busy, but I have to physically be doing stuff, be physically active in order to feel like myself, right? So if you're going to participate in an event or a sport, helping set up, helping clean up, whatever it is that somebody's asking you and calling upon you to do and be available for them, just make sure that it's not putting you out. Just make sure that it's not, putting you in a bad situation, because they're not going to feel it. Like I said before, they don't feel your pain. They don't see your issues. They don't know what you got going on. They don't know what you put aside to be able to do what they did. They don't know the sacrifice that you made for them to be able to do this for them, right? But you do. You absolutely do. So when you need to say no, it's okay to say no. Don't feel like you always have to say yes. Say no if it's going to hurt you, right? But I was saying, if it doesn't fit inside of your goals, because sometimes you have to sit with it, and it's like even for the hiking thing, I'm like, do I want to cancel my hiking trip to be able to do this for them? Because they didn't tell me ahead of time that it was going to be this day. Had they told me ahead of time, then I would have put it on my schedule. I wouldn't have scheduled to hike. So they want to ask me last minute, and just me rearrange my schedule for that. No, probably not. Probably not in my best interest. And I can say no graciously. You can still say no, maybe next time. Maybe if you give me a little more advance notice, then I can make it next time, right? Does it fit inside your goals relationship-wise? Does it fit inside your goals business-wise? I had something that I was not necessarily committed to doing, but that I was probably going to do tomorrow. And I had someone ask me about doing something for them tomorrow. I'm like, I'm not sure. I'm supposed to be doing, I think I'm supposed to be doing this other thing, right? Which I hadn't really committed to, but it was, almost a commitment. But so I kind of sat with that a little bit. I'm like, you know what? I think I prefer to be available for this thing. So the non-commitment that I had over there, I made it a no. I was like, I'm not going to be available at this. Even though it wasn't a commitment, they hadn't spoken to me about it, even though I know it was probably coming. I just let them know in advance, I'm not going to be available for this day. So I made myself available for something else. It was something business related, something where I can do a lot of networking that I felt that would be good for me and for my business goals, right? So in that, for that, I was able to do that. And we're going to come right back after this commercial break. Thank you.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
Okay, and we are back. So one of the things that I also wanted to share, this being authentic with yourself and who you are and what it is that you have to do and what it is that you want to do. I want you to always, when anyone asks you of anything, I want you to pause before you respond to that for two things. I want you to pause first for you to consider your answer, and you consider what you have to do, what you already have scheduled. Does it align with your business goals? So just not necessarily be so quick to answer. I'm like, oh, sure, of course, I'll be there. Right, no problem, whatever. Let me look at my schedule right quick. Oh, yeah, I don't have that on my schedule. Stop for a moment. Think about it. Because sometimes you didn't put everything on your schedule. And you may have been wanting to do something else and you forgot that it was coming up and it's at the same time. It's the same day, blah, blah, blah. But just give yourself a chance to consider your options in making this decision or making this commitment to do this thing, to say that you'll be there. Because for me, if I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to do whatever I can to be there. And I'm usually going to consider what options that I have or if I'm available or whatever, is going on before I make that commitment. But just take a moment, sit with it. Part of you being your authentic self, it helps people to see you for how you really are, rather than how you have presented yourself to be. And you may find your people in being your authentic self, people that love you, like you, want to get along with you, want to do business with you because who you are. Not just what you are and not just how you present yourself as being the easygoing, blah, blah, blah. If you be the real, authentic, true self, you'll find your people and your people will find you and they'll be magnetic to you. I saw this video that was so cute to this evening, actually, while I was, putting my notes together and everything. But it was this picture of this, it was this fern, and the fern was in a pot. You know what a fern is, a big sprawling little plant, right? So it was in a pot and it was straight up and down because it was wrapped in plastic, right? So it was wrapped in plastic. So it didn't look sprawling. It was just tight in this vase wrapped in this plastic. So what you being your authentic self is like taking that plastic wrap, what they say, snatch me out the plastic, I'm brand new. But anyway, it's like taking the fern out the plastic wrap. Once the plastic wrap was pulled off, it was able to blossom and fall out and spread out and be sprawling and big and magnanimous the way it's supposed to be. That's what you being your true authentic self does for you. It helps you to live and enjoy life to the fullest. It helps people to realize ultimately who you are, know that your yes is a yes, your no is a no, and understand who you are as a person. Is that music loud for you guys? Can you guys hear that?
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
gonna
little loud. If you
break
can
right
turn it
here.
down, we'll take a
Check
commercial
this.
break real quick.
Are you ready to change your life? Let us help you. At Youth Build Charter School, you can get a high school diploma and kickstart your dream career in no time. We offer high school diploma programs in construction, CNA, military, college, and entrepreneurship. If you are between the age of 16 and 24 and you want to manage your studies with a job, recover your credits, or graduate early, we can help you achieve your dream. Call us at 1-888-395-4408 or visit youthbuildinlandempire.org.
All right, and we're back. So forgive me if the outside noise is being distracting to you guys. We'll fix that next week. Make sure that we don't have all the additional background noises going on. But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about being authentic, being true to yourself, and being your authentic self. But when you are looking at a situation and you're thinking about, and actually sometimes we don't even know who we are anymore because we always trying to please the other people. Now, sometimes you purposely are doing what you do because this is your goal. This is a priority for you. You may not, for my example, for my hiking, for something that I'm working on, something that I'm trying to do, I may forget. I may not do my hiking for 6 months because this is a priority for me. This is part of my goal. But I am able to make that decision, and I know what I'm making that decision for. Now, when you're talking about doing it for someone else, you also have to make sure how it's weighing. Is this more important to you here, or this more important to you over here? And does it need to be some kind of balance? Because I mean, we're putting it all on one side or all on the other side. Because sometimes there's a compromise. Maybe I don't go camp and do my hiking this time, but I'll go hiking next time and not do the other thing next time. So you just want to consider, keep it balanced. That's one of the things with me. I like to keep my life balanced, and I like to keep, the things that I do where everything's comfortable, everything's cozy, everything's culture, and it's balanced. I don't have a problem going, but I also don't have a problem staying. I like to be up under my covers, now I'm warm and comfy, cozy. But sometimes I also like to be out and about and doing things. But I want you to consider the things that you do. Are they your authentic self? Are they the real you? When I'm sharing my 2 cents, I'm sharing things that mean something to me, things that I feel like mean something to someone else. That if I have a problem with, or I have an issue with, or I feel like I need to work on it, then maybe something I need to encourage someone else to do as well. So I want to encourage you guys to look at the things that you do, look at yourself and how you receive and how you give. Because sometimes we give to our own detriment, and that's not good. That's not healthy. If you're always giving your food away and you're not eating, that's not healthy. Okay, let's share the food instead. If we need to share it instead of just giving it away, let's share it. Find some kind of happy medium, compromise so that you can get what you need, but they also can get what they need. And it may not be everything that they need, but that's not on you. So you don't have the responsibility of someone else. And the other thing is not taking responsibility for someone else's actions. I remember there's this saying, and it's part of mentoring, training, whatever that you go through, where someone is in a rush because they waited last minute to do something. It's like your lack of preparation does not constitute an emergency to me, right? Because they procrastinated and they waited and waited and waited to do whatever it was that they wanted to do. And then when it came down to it, now they need some help and they want me to rush. Like, you weren't rushing yesterday or the day before when you could have done this, right? So you definitely want to consider what it is that you're doing and how it is contributing to both your ideals and your goals and the things that you like to do and you like to accomplish, and just the balance that you have in your life. If I want to go hiking every week, that's my thing. I can go hiking every week if I choose to. But I also have the option of choosing not to on a particular week or on a particular 2 weeks. And if I have you know how I talk about challenges, you know, being a way of getting stuff done. If it's a challenge myself to go hiking every week for 6 weeks, for 2 months, for 3 months, whatever it is, then that's what I will be working on, right? But if it's something in you, it's something for you, it's something good for you, then stick with it. And if you can help someone, help them as best you can, but don't help them where it hurts you. Consider that. I had a friend that had asked me for a favor. And I was in a situation when she asked for this favor, right? And before I gave her a decision, I thought about it. And I was like, I'm in this situation. Should I help this out? Because it's probably not going to work to my favor, right? And I thought about that, but I made the decision to help her anyway with this other thought in my mind. So if it doesn't work out for me like she said it was, because I'm assuming that it's not, right? If it doesn't work out, I'm okay with that. I've already made that decision. It's like when they say you loan out money that you're okay with not getting back, right? It was kind of a situation like that. Well, it turns out that it didn't work out like she thought it was, and I didn't even hear from her, and she didn't even respond until, you know, later, much later. I reached out to her. It's like, oh, I thought I told you blah blah blah. I thought I said blah blah blah. No, you didn't. And at that point, I gave her the opportunity to fix it, but she didn't fix it. And so at that time, it was like, you know what? I'm okay with that. Because you know what happens next time? Next time is no. Right? And not feel bad about it. And that's okay. And that's what the situation was. And that's, you know, that's the way it is sometimes. But there's also a situation that, and I think I had mentioned this before with you guys, where me and a friend of mine, we didn't fall out, but we kind of stopped talking. And it wasn't because of any huge, big thing. I felt like I was more of a friend to her than she was to me. And I just kind of backed away. And we would see each other from time to time. And we would speak, we'd give each other a hug, whatever, and move on. But we didn't have the relationship that we had at one time when we were talking like every day, all day long, you know, sharing pictures and memes and stories and all this kind of stuff, right? So recently she and I connected again, and it was ironic because the connection was like, you know what? I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you. You know, we kind of talked, we reconnected. I shared my truth. She apologized to me. She told me how she missed me, blah, blah, blah. And we just talked, and it was really good. You know, it was really good to connect back together. Now, will our relationship ever get back to where it was at one time? Who knows? It may not. But what it did is, for one, because we didn't fall out, it wasn't no knockdown, drag out, anything. And then when we're able to come back, it's just a matter of, you know, you deal with the situation and you make it better. So it's either in any kind of relationship that you're dealing with, any kind of relationship that you're working on, whether it's romantic, whether it's friendship, whether it's business, whatever it is, when you reach a bump in the road, either you're going to grow from it or you're going to go from it. Right? And so if we're growing, then it's all good, in my opinion, you know, because this is my 2 cents. My 2 cents, as long as we're growing, we're doing good. As long as we're getting better, we're doing good. If I have an issue with you and you're at least going to work on it, I'm all good with that. But that's me. How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about someone that you feel like mistreated you or did you wrong or whatever? How do you feel about letting them back into your life? Do you? Or do you just kind of keep it separate? Do you like keep it moving? Because some people cut off. I don't cut people off out of my life. I will adjust the boundaries that I have for them, or I will adjust the relationship in a sense that, it's more long distance or arm's reach, whatever, arm's length apart. But we don't have to fall out. And even with any romantic relationships that I had, there's no one that I ever fell out with that we couldn't have a conversation or talk about anything, whatever. But that's just me. For one, I don't want to have that energy on me. And I'm one of those people, I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's fix it. Let's work it out. And if I've talked about it and I've tried to fix it and we tried to work it out to where I feel I've depleted my options on giving the benefit of the doubt or, showing up and sharing whatever. And then, I'm okay with walking away from it because I've done everything I could. It wasn't because I didn't give my all or put my all into it. And even this is one thing that I want to say on the dating aspect of being authentic, being your true self. It's going to either bring people to you or push them away. And it works either way, because if I'm being my true self and it brings people to me, then that's people that are interested in me. There was this guy that I remember seeing on this dating app, and he had these pictures of him. And he had a variety of pictures of him. But there was one picture that he was bigger, and another picture was slimmer. It didn't even look like the same person. So, and it's almost like, okay, which version of you is going on right now? So we had a chance to talk, and he told me that the picture, the heavier picture of him was before he had gotten sick. And in my opinion, he looked better in the heavier version of him than he did in the smaller version of him. And so I told him, I said, well, if you present yourself both ways, if someone is interested in this person gets this person, they're automatically disappointed, right? You've already let them down because they've already come to you. They've showed some interest in you, but they thought you were this person. And then when you turn out to be this person, it's just not. So I told him, I said, the best thing, in my opinion, for you to do is to remove those pictures of what you used to look like and just put the pictures of what you look like now. And anyone that shows an interest in you, you know that they're interested in the person that you are today, not someone that you used to be. And it's going to be more authentic, right? You be authentic and you get authenticity as well. At least you hope to. But anyway, last week I had someone ask me, how can they get on the podcast if they wanted to join the podcast? And it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can join the podcast. Just hit me up. You can either email me, like I said, at milenoble@gmail.com. That's MILELENOBLE@gmail.com. That's for my Facebook people. But otherwise, you see it on the bottom of the screen, here. So you can email me there, or you can leave a comment on this video, on this live, or on the video, and I will get back to you on that, and we can talk about it. You can come on live and join, and we can have a conversation about whatever it is. So again, this is my 2 cents, and I share, about whatever it is that I feel like I need to talk about or want to talk about. So I share my 2 cents. You share your 2 cents. And together hopefully we can make some sense and make some minute changes in our lives and in the lives of the people around you. Again, I am your host, Deborah McLaughlin, with my 2 cents, and I look forward to seeing you all next week back here at 6 o'clock. And there we have it. Have a great one.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.